Jennifer says no. Votes against postponing PNM convention. Former government minister Jennifer Baptiste-Primus says for the first time she has taken issue with Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley over his failure to follow the democratic process in the People's National Movement, PNM. On Saturday, a heated PNM General Council meeting was held at Balasir House in Port of Spain, where it was decided that the party will hold its convention and internal election. However, a date was not given. Earlier this month, the PNM cancelled its 51st annual convention, as well as the internal election, originally scheduled for November 17, 2024. This caused major upheaval in the PNM as it was apparently not in keeping with the party's constitution, and only the General Council can make this decision. On Saturday, Rowley received support for the decision to ratify the party's convention and the internal election at a later date. This support was, however, not unanimous. The Express understands that some 140 people attended the meeting, but a mere 70 people cast votes in favor of the ratification, 5 abstained, and 1 voted against. Baptiste-Primus was the one voting against. Contacted yesterday for comment, Baptiste-Primus, a former Labour minister, said, "Yes, I was the only General Council member to vote against the motion to ratify the decision of the leadership to cancel the internal elections and the 51st annual convention because I was not satisfied with the response, the explanation of the honorable political leader. My perspective, it was woefully inadequate, and therefore I opted not to express my trust on this issue by ratifying the decision." She pointed out that has been part of the Public Services Association, PSA, for most of her life, adding that all organizations have a constitution. Baptiste-Primus said she has a deep respect for PSA constitution and likewise that deep respect is also felt for the PNM constitution. And the constitution is very clear. It is the General Council which has the authority to summon a convention, and the action of the leadership was unprecedented, and I did express the view that it was unprecedented and undemocratic, and it undermines the democracy in the PNM, and I expressed my truthful views with a very heavy heart, and when a vote came around I exercised my right not to ratify the decision because the explanation to my mind was woefully inadequate, she said. Rebuilding the party. Baptiste-Primus said she joined the PNM in 2010 when the party lost the election, pointing out that normally people do not join parties when they lose elections. Noting that she has been a PNM member for 14 years, she said, "People join political parties when they're in office where they can gain something for self-gain. I joined the People's National Movement in 2010, the party lost the election to People's Partnership in May, and I joined in June 2010, she said. Everybody knows that I joined the PNM to work with Dr. Keith Rowley to assist in rebuilding the party. I was also responsible for the resolution for the introduction for the one-man, one-vote system into the party which Dr. Rowley championed as the political leader, and it was under the one-man, one-vote system that he was elected political leader of the PNM, and I have always supported Dr. Rowley from then to now because the action was unprecedented, and all I asked yesterday, Saturday, was what was the reason, and I will not go into all that transpired because this is the party's business. But since it is out in the public domain, I am only confirming what you said to me," said Baptiste-Primus. Asked if she was concerned that the party's constitution was not being adhered to, she responded, "This is the first time that I have seen it happen. That is why it was critical to stand up and hold people accountable. I am following my political leader, who has always said we have to hold people accountable, so that is what I was doing yesterday, Saturday." She reiterated that her concern is centered on the cancellation of 2 important events. The honorable political leader asked the General Council to trust him, to ratify. I elected not to because I did not have the information that would have allowed me to do what the political leader asked for, to trust him, and to ratify the decision. I chose not to. I am an independent thinker. I do not follow people blindly. I follow when I am in agreement with any position taken, and the position is rationalized, and I am comfortable with it, yes. I have never gone against any position Dr. Rowley has taken since I joined the PNM in 2010 to now. This is the first time that the situation has come to this. It is regrettable because I know how easy it is when something is wrong, and it is not challenged. I know how easy it is for the wrong to be committed again, and therefore an organization can easily become a slippery slope where the Constitution is used conveniently, she said. Alarm in the PNM. Meanwhile, one of the founding fathers of the PNM, Ferdi Ferreira, said yesterday it was ultra vires of the party's constitution to issue the release announcing the cancellation of the elections and convention. The leadership has no authority to cancel a convention or postpone it. That is the right of the General Council, he said. This move raised an alarm in the PNM, he said. He said by a vote of 70-1 the decision was ratified. He said the main question is who authorized this initial release and why was it done. He also said there are concerns about the Prime Minister anointing Young as a successor, as he noted that no PNM leader in the past has ever shown their hand. He said if he could give Rowley some advice, he would say to him, tread softly, walk carefully, engage the right political gear before mashing the political accelerator, and silence is always an option. No comment is a comment.